Greetings and salutations. I'm Zook, your lovable space marine, bringing you a new Geeks Anonymous video. In this video, we're bringing you a new dice bot, specifically pertaining to the Wrath and Glory role-playing game for Warhammer 40k. This is a brand new tabletop role-playing game released by Ulysses. In this video, we'll go over the bot's abilities, the commands, and how to utilize it in your server. The first thing we're going to do, however, is add it to our server. So as you see on my screen here, we're at the invite link, which will be included in the description below. So first thing we're going to do is go to select a server. As you can see, I have a list of all my servers here. I'm going to go to the one I want to add it to, which in this case is PnP Palace. We'll authorize it. Beep boop, I'm not a robot. Even though it's a bot we're adding. Let's not dwell on matters. So it is now authorized. So if we pull up our Discord, we can see that it is now online. The first thing I'm going to do is give it the role of bot so people know that it's bot, even though it's got the little bot thing next to it, just the way I like to organize it. In the description below, there will also be a link to the GitHub that will show you a full description of all the commands that you can utilize so you don't always have to use this video as a reference. The first command we're going to go over is the roll command. This is going to be your most commonly used command. So in order to do that, we type roll, and then we're going to take your skill. So let's say you have a 10 weapon skill. So we would do 9 because one of those has to be a wrath die. Press W, and then how many wrath die we're going to use. Most of the time, it's going to be 1. However, there are some occasions, like Perils of the Warp, where we'll have to utilize more if we want to pump up the Perils of the Warp ability. So we'll press enter, and you'll see that it has brought up a couple of things, actually, that we can go over. So first, it says roll 9W1. That's what we rolled. And right off the bat, it tells you, gets right to the point, you obtain 8 icons. Great. And then it breaks down underneath. So we have standard icons, 4, 2, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 1, 6. In Wrath of Glory, anything that is 4, 5, or 6 is counted as a success. And 6s are exalted icons. So as you can see here, we got 1, 2, and 3 exalted icons, which is marked right here. On our Wrath roll, we also got a 6. That means we got an exalted icon on a Wrath die. So you bring glory to your team. We'll pump this up just to show you that it also records your complications. So you see on one of my Wrath die, I got 1, which means there was a complications. However, that also means if this was a psychic test, you suffer Perils of the Warp, and then it displays how many times you have perilled. You're going to use this number on your Perils roll. We'll get to that soon. Next up is going to be the damage roll. So this is still using the roll feature. So first you're going to take the value of your weapon. So let's say the weapon value is 17. And then we'll add the extra dice of 2. And then you press enter. And you can see it takes the 17, it adds the 2 successes, because in this case I rolled an exalted success, and the 4, and it adds all 3 of those together to equal 20 damage. So let's say that we got an exalted icon on our wrath check, like we did up here when we brought glory to our team. We would then roll on the crit chart. So for that, it's really easy, just exclamation point crit, and you'll see that it gave us critical hit 34 is our roll, which is savage attack. And it has the description and everything you need to know right here as it appears in the critical hit chart in the core rulebook. Next, we have Perils. So we're going to take our number that we got from up here. Let's say that this roll up here was our psychic roll. The fact that we have so many of these wrath icons scares me, but let's not go into the logistics of that. So let's say we had Perils 1. So since it activated Perils of the Warp, we're going to subtract one of those right off the bat. So in this case, because we got one peril, we're going to have exclamation point perils 0, since one peril was used up just triggering Perils of the Warp. And in this case, we got a 36, which happens to be Miasma of Decay. Now, let's just say we had 5 perils. This would bring it to a 102 on this roll, so it triggers the effect Eye of the Gods instead. The next command we have is our campaign command, which is rolled at the beginning of the campaign, and you'll see that I drew an airing of grievances. Next up is the complication chart, in case you rolled a complication during your skill check, as you'll see up here. And in this case, our weapon jams. Next up is the vehicle complication chart, which is exclamation point vehicle. And in this case, we got shot steering. And much like the vehicle critical chart, we also have the void ship critical chart, which has, in this case, shield collapse is what I rolled. The next is in case you suffer an injury for whatever reason. And in this case, we got focused burn, which escalates into severe burn. We rolled a 3. Next is the maiming chart, which in this case I maimed my left arm. You'll see that it has a damage value, 2, damage value 3. So that means the 2 is whether or not it was left or right, and the 3 is what we rolled. So in this case, it's our left arm. And the last one is our trinket chart. Now this one was a little complex because there were 3 charts, and each one rolling a die 66. However, after painstaking hours, we were able to program it, and you'll see that it's the first chart, and we rolled a 44. So we'll roll it again just to give it another test run. And you'll see it's the third chart, and we rolled a 51. So there you have it. That is essentially the breakdown of the Wrath and Glory dice roller. Now, I'd like to give a huge shout out to 2 people that really helped me with this project. That would be my friend Nave TT52, who helped me with the programming logistics of JavaScript. I am very much an amateur when it comes to scripting. I know a few languages like C++, but JavaScript before all this was just an alien concept to me. So he helped me with a lot of the programming structure of this, and also a huge shout out to my wife Mav. She pretty much helped me with all of the tables from the rule book. So she helped me with the repetitiveness of, copy and pasting everything and just duplicating line after line after a line of code. The code itself is actually almost 1,500 lines long, and it's open source, so it's available at GitHub, and I will provide a link below for that as well. In any case, I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to give me a like or an upvote. We also accept donations to help keep content like this coming out. And my PayPal is geeksgamings@gmail.com, also the link below. But all in all, thanks for watching, and I hope this is useful for you. So this is Zook, signing off. Toodaloo.